Steve Petranik, it's great to see you here on ThinkTech.
Thank you, Jay.
We so enjoy having you, you know.
I love being here. This is a lot of fun.
Well, so let's talk about recovery and transformation, the program we're working on together.
Absolutely.
It's on August 25th at the Plaza Club. It starts at, 8 o'clock in the morning for a continental breakfast.
That's right.
And it goes through a wake-up keynote and 3 panels, lunch, a book report, and finally a vision panel.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I think what you should expect to do is you want to go there and you'll hear some things you already know, but you're going to hear a lot of things you don't know. And what I really want is you're going to hear some things that'll change your mind. You'll actually, and the country is full of too many people whose minds are set. In fact, it's become a sin almost to change your mind. Oh, he's inconsistent. You can't elect a politician. Change. Hey, we can't afford politicians who won't change their mind. When circumstances change, when the world around us changes, you got to change your mind. You got to change your world vision. And hopefully, this is a conference that will change your mind, open you up to new ideas. Where should Hawaii be going? How can we revitalize our economy? That's what this conference is about.
It's all about learning, isn't it? You know, you go to a conference to learn because you want to integrate all the information and make some sophisticated conclusions and analyses in your own mind. And it improves your quality of life to have a better understanding of what's going on around you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've brought people from all over the political spectrum with different areas of expertise. These people are not likely to agree on everything, but you'll hear a lot of different viewpoints, and hopefully there'll be some dialectic, there'll be some synergy, and that people will come up and there'll be some vision that emerges from this. I'm hoping for.
So we want to have people understand that we're looking for something new. We don't want same old. We've told all our speakers that we want them to come up with sea changes that nobody's spotted yet, with ideas that nobody's had yet, and bringing it together in a way that nobody's actually seen it yet. And so we want also to have people to take away stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, Steve. What are the takeaways on this program? You know, you can sit and you can participate in a discussion, but what are you taking away from recovery and transformation?
Well, I think it's the genesis of a new vision. We talk a lot about we need a shared vision for Hawaii. I think this may be one step along that path to creating something where maybe not all of us can agree on, but that a lot of us can agree on. This is what we need to go for. This is where how we need to change Hawaii in order to make a better place for our children, for ourselves in the future. One way we're going to do that, we're asking people to submit papers, and there's a panel of Susan Horowitz and Michael Steiner and myself who are going to look at those papers before the conference and have people present small presentations on those papers at the end of the main part of our conference.
So we're emailing a call for papers out, and we want to get as many people as possible to submit these papers and do some original thinking about it. And then we'll actually take a look at them. We'll circulate these papers among our 25 panelists. We will actually pick a couple, one or two anyway, that are the ones that catch our attention as the best and most thoughtful, and then we'll give them to the press, including Hawaii Business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, and the press will be there. They'll be covering this event. I think they're looking at, we have a number of very high-profile speakers, Peter Ho, Janet Leong of Kaiser, Hawaii. Billy Kanoy is flying in from the Big Island. He's the mayor over there. A number of people spread throughout the panels. Randy Pereira's on my panel. He's the leader of the HGEA, and so we've got a lot of different. We've got business people, we've got academics, we've got entrepreneurs, we've got everybody.
We're trying to get it reminds me of the Studs Turkel book about the Depression, where you get lots of voices and you put them together and they help you understand things you never understood before about what's going on.
Absolutely.
We want to look into the matrix. You know, the matrix can be something you can see into. We want to see into it and figure out how all these parts are relating to each other and get a clear view and understanding of the relationships. And then we want to raise the bar of thinking, It's like if you could take a given body politic or a body, a body in the community and and teach them, raise them, give them new thoughts, give them new understandings, they're going to make better decisions.
I think so. I think so. And sometimes people are turned off by conferences. They think, oh, there's going to be this long presentation. No, the way we've designed this, it's going to be quick. Everyone's got 5 minutes. They've got to make their ideas in a succinct way, present them quickly, and then there's going to be interchange of, after everyone's given their presentation, then there's that interaction in which those ideas try to coalesce or they bump up against each other, explode into fireworks. It's going to be great, and it's going to move fast, and you're going to hear an awful lot of ideas. You got to be paying attention. You doze off for a minute or two, you're going to miss five or six good ideas.
It has to be fast with all these speakers, all these people loaded up with ideas. They've been working on, all these panelists have been working on them right now, and it's like a coiled spring.
I love that analogy. Pow! We better call in the fire department, make sure they're nearby just in case.
So what do you as the leader of the committee, so to speak, that's going to look over the papers that are submitted, what are you looking for as the papers that will touch you?
I think we don't want to hear the same old, like you said before. We want maybe the integration of 2 or 3 other ideas. Maybe we want the starting point for a vision. Something new that's radically different. Say, hey, yeah, that might work. We need to think about that idea as a possibility for taking Hawaii to the next step. We're looking for something different, something that says, it makes us say, wow, this is a possible path for Hawaii's future.
Yeah, we need to understand better, and we're looking, and anybody could have these ideas.
No, absolutely. It's not for academics only. We'd welcome academics to write for it because I think it's a great forum for them. But we want ordinary people, business people, entrepreneurs. We want students. We want, retired people. We want environmentalists, union members, whoever has this vision, give it to us.
We want to use this as one of the many ways to raise the bar. We want to give people an opportunity to weigh in and make a contribution, have their voice heard. That's not the only way, though, that they can have their voice heard. Can you think of what other ways can people have their voice heard in this program?
Well, there'll be an opportunity for some questions after each of the panelists have done that. And then, of course, there's going to be a opportunity afterwards to network and to actually meet the panelists one-on-one afterwards. So I think you've got a lot of different opportunities, not just to hear, but to present your ideas and your questions.
Yeah, and there'll be an informal discussion. I guess that's what you were talking about.
Where you can go one-on-one or two-on-one with one of the panelists after the formal conference is over. And that's pretty open-ended,
Yeah, right. We could stay there for a while. The whole thing reminds me of HVCA's Venture Capital Association speed dating program.
Oh.
Because it happens so quickly. You brush up against something and you let it affect you, and then you move on to the next thing. And at the end, you try to integrate all of that and come up with something new and better. So I think we really need this now. I think the economy is in a strange time, both nationally and statewide. And I don't think, that any of us have a real handle on it these days.
No. And one thing we forgot to mention, Jay, is that we're going to ask a few respected observers, writers, to comment on each of the panels, and then we'll submit that to the media. We'll publish it online so that you've got an overview, a sort of a summary, and maybe a counterpoint to what was said in those panels. So that's another takeaway.
Another takeaway.
Yeah, and then there'll be an online opportunity to comment on those papers.
Well, it's going to be an intense experience.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it.
We all need it. We all need to get this going, because we're going to be in for another legislative session soon enough. And because the recession is doing things to us.
Absolutely.
And we have to cope with that. We can't just let it happen.
The recession was an international and a national event. But if the way forward now, it's a local issue. It's a local decision that we must make. That's the way forward.
This is a turning point, Steve.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to be involved with you in doing this program and planning and conceiving it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I delight. I always enjoy working with you, Jay.
The same, Steve. Thanks.
Thank
Aloha.
you.